Sorry, something in my throat.
No, it's okay. I'll wait. That's, it's fine. We'll all
Ding,
wait.
ding. Welcome back to the Jenna Julien Podcast. Back with a new intro.
That's a new intro?
That was a new intro.
Oh, okay, sick. Tech.
Coined it.
Love it.
Coined it. It's
amazing.
Mine. Welcome back to the Jenna Julien Podcast, guys. This episode is brought to you by The Skim. Get in the know with everything going on in the world in a really easy and convenient way by signing up for The Skim. It's a great newsletter that packs all the information that you need to know about news and current events and what's going on in the world into a nice, short, concise, beautiful, bite-sized email. And it's completely free. So go to The Skim, that's TheSkimm.com/Jenna Julien, enter your email, click subscribe, and that's it. You're done. It's free. Also, when you do that, you are entered to win a $250 Visa gift card that you can spend your money dollars on whatever you feel like spending it on. Also, guys, ThredUp, if you're trying to get some amazing brand clothing and you want up to 90% off, ThredUp is for you. Okay? It's the way you can upgrade your wardrobe on a budget. Go to thredup.com, thredup.com/Jenna Julien, and you get an extra 30% discount on us. Okay? It is an incredible secondhand way to be shopping some of the top name brands you can ever find or want at a really great price. There you go.
Thank you, sponsors.
You're welcome.
You're not a sponsor.
I'm a sponsor.
You're part of the podcast.
I am a sponsor. So, we've come to the final episode of the year.
Oh my God.
Which means...
We're wearing matching MeUndies onesies.
Yeah, we're wearing the matching MeUndies onesies that they sent us, which
Even though they're not a sponsor this week, we want to also thank all of our sponsors through the entire year. And
Correct.
Thank all of you guys for listening to the Jenna Julien Podcast for whatever reason for another year.
It's one of the most surprising things how much you guys enjoy the podcast.
I mean, it's certainly fun to make.
It's fun to make, but that doesn't mean that I expected it to be.
Totally. It would be enjoyable to listen to or that anyone would like it. Like, we started it just for whatever, because we were live streaming and then we were like, maybe we should record this into a podcast, but now here we are.
And it's gone through many iterations and sets.
We don't, who knows if this is its final form? You have no idea.
Oh, it's not.
Definitely not.
Knowing me, it's not.
Oh,
I'm going to alter something at some point. Hey, Kermit, no, we're podcasting, but last one of the year. Okay, come on. Buzz off.
He just wants a hug.
Buzz off, and we'll get a hug later. I'm definitely going to probably paint the, little of that. What do you think about that?
Please do not paint any ceilings in this house.
I'm gonna paint the ceilings a little bit.
Okay, no.
Just in case we want to do a top-down podcast, we can just look down at the camera and it'll be up, and the green screen will still work. It'll be like an egg selfie, but for a whole podcast.
Is that like how we talked about having the guests just float back here?
Yeah, float and green screen.
Okay, cool.
Hey, actually, Kermit, as much as I want you to go in your bed and please be silent, a lot of people requested that you just cry into the mic for an hour.
Okay. Come
So-
here. Well, if I pick him up, he's not going to cry. Kermit, at some point we can get you crying for an hour. If people want an hour-long audio of Kermit crying, I don't see why we can't make that
we're not
happen.
just going to do audio. I mean, if we're going to the length of producing a show of him crying, it's going to be a video and audio.
The Kermit crying show.
The Kermit crying show.
It won't be an hour straight of crying. It will be a clip show of an hour long of Kermit crying.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, no. You're the good Iggy, okay? You need to go be good. You're the blonde, nice one, not the nasty rat one. Okay. Well...
2018.
So
Beach.
A lot of you wanted us to sort of recap. There's like a lot of requests to just be like, recap 2018, your favorite moments 2018. And we can do that. We can kind of go through the year a little bit. We just, there was a lot of good things that happened this year, and there was a lot of whatever things and not so great things that happened this year. And also, I think recapping in a way that's just like conversational is kind of good because it's just like talking about the year. But back to what we were talking about is like the fact that we're still doing this 4+ years later or whatever, and you guys are still watching.
And it's still really fun.
But I don't know, because I've listened to podcasts and I've felt the feeling that you guys explain when you're like, oh, I love hearing you guys talk. but it's still insane to me that we're sitting here and this conversation gets shared every week. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I laugh pretty hard in the podcast. Like, it's a unique opportunity for us to sit and talk to each other and make each other laugh.
it's kind of what it's turned into a little bit,
It's pretty great.
like a contest. Who can make...
Well, you're definitely winning because I sit here and like scream laughing at you.
Well, I've been kind of catching a little fire the last couple episodes. Not gonna lie, feeling good. You know, heating up.
I will say that one of my favorite podcasts that we did this year
Yeah.
was the movie music trivia.
That was a pretty
There were
legendary
some
one, I think.
pretty great moments in there.
That was like the Inception one where Bush edited that one. Yeah, that was a good podcast.
And we were dancing to Tokyo Drift and all that. It was great.
I didn't know it was Tokyo Drift, and now that song will forever haunt me.
I think that we took some good risks this year, like trying to sing a song with the note that you think it is before you play it. Like, I don't listen to like a million podcasts, but like I'm not sure that there's a ton of podcasts out there that do quite the nonsense that exists on this podcast.
No, and that's what I pride myself in being a part of this podcast is that we're
Nonsense.
pushing the limits of nonsense. What people think exists in the nonsense community, we're pushing those limits every week. We made a show called Mild Ones, not Hot Ones.
Yeah, Mild Ones was good. It was
I think we should do a part 3.
100% original idea.
Yeah, no, it's our idea. I filed a patent. They haven't gotten back to me for whatever reason.
Really? You patented
Yeah, I patented a show where you interview someone while eating hot wings.
I
I
didn't
don't
know
know
you
why they
could-
didn't get back to me on that patent.
Why, how can you patent a show?
Maybe that's why they didn't get back to me, or because that literal show already exists called Hot Ones by Sean Evans. But I want to do a part 3 of Hot Ones. I want to do it with a guest and get even hotter sauce.
You mean
I'm talking-
milder sauce?
I'm talking 2 million Scoville. I'm talking like you regret waking up that day.
Okay, here's an idea for Mild Ones, okay?
Okay.
We start with really hot wings and we go all the way to just like, we've soaked this like vegan chicken wing in water and it's just bland as hell.
So you start with the hottest and then
Yeah.
you work your way to no sauce. Ew.
Called Mild Ones.
Mild Ones. That's actually how mild ones should be
Yeah,
because
we
it should.
fucked up.
Fuck. Okay.
2019, coming in 2019.
Tio. Forget the first 2 episodes. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Mild Ones coming for real in 2019 where we start with boiling hot sauce and go backwards to really bland ones.
Kleb says he wants to make us like a graphic, like a video graphic.
Do not start calling Caleb Kleb.
Kleb.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He wants
His
to make
name
us a
is
video graphic for mild
Caleb.
ones.
Don't call him Kleb.
Kleb. His name is Kleb.
I'm
Tell
so
me that's
sorry
not-
to everyone out there named Caleb.
If your name's Caleb, your name's now Kleb. Congrats and you're welcome. Let me know if you want help with
Can't do
spelling it.
that.
I'll help you. Yeah, no, it's Kleb.
Fine, then you're June.
I'm June. June. Like June's Kitchen.
Oh, I love June's Kitchen.
June is a cool name. I like June. It's just straight to the point. It cuts out everything in my name that's extraneous. Leah? No, get rid of that. It's just June.
Fine, I'm going to start calling you Leon.
No, that's the part I don't like.
No,
Please
you're
don't call me
Leon now.
that. I'm not Leon.
Leon.
Just call me Liam.
Nope, Leon.
Leon? All right.
Like Leon.
I'm going to call you N
Why?
because that's part of your name. I'm going to call you
No, come in, nah.
Hey, nah. Hey, nah.
Jenna.
Jenna.
I'm really happy to put in the nah, Jenna.
Nah. Dude, you know that woman at the beauty supply store? Her name's Nas, dude.
Oh, you love Nas.
Yeah, she's great. She always helps us with our projects.
Yeah,
of
because we walk
fuckery.
in there and she just looks at both of us and starts laughing and is like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, she's like, okay, what do you need today? And just like, it's like the funniest part of her day for sure. Us going into the beauty supply store.
I think that takes a level of hubris to say. What do you know? What the funniest part of Nas's day is?
I know because she's told me. She said one time I walked in, she's like, I just need you to know that every time you walk into my store, you are the funniest part of my day. And also maybe tell the story on the podcast. That's what she said.
That absolutely never happened, Julian.
You wouldn't know. I've been there without you before.
Oh, really?
When we dyed Jason's hair, me, Jeff, and Jason went there.
You went to? Oh, that's right.
And Nas was there.
And I had 12 missed phone calls, even though I literally told you exactly what to buy.
No, you were like, yeah, get the primer or whatever. What is the thing that lifts out? And they're like,
Bleach?
no, not bleach. The thing that you put in
Lifter.
They're like, get 12 lifter, 0.5 minus 0 degrees of the mystery flavor, and then get the color of shade 0.5, blah, blah, blah.
developer.
Yeah. So I tried to do that, and Nas just like basically did everything for me. Speaking of which, I want to dye my hair. I kind of want to dye it red, but I like haven't found a shade of red that I want. Totally unrelated.
It's okay. We're on this Aries roller coaster together. We'll follow your train of thought.
I feel personally attacked. On my own roller coaster, I feel attacked. By the way, we were FaceTiming with Chris and Shan. And Shan,
Aries,
fellow Aries out
Aries.
there, she has an Aries tattoo. And I realized I need an Aries tattoo. But I need it to be way more of an Aries tattoo than hers. Hers is a very small Aries symbol.
See, Julian, here's the thing.
It needs to be big.
I understand how we just got to the idea of you having
fly.
a big, loud, flying Aries tattoo, but like it was like a kind of a little bit of a roller coaster getting there. Like I'm following you. It's not out of the blue, but like we are on an Aries roller coaster.
How hard is it to follow a roller coaster if you buckle in? You're just on it. You don't have to follow anything. It's not like driving. You don't need
Most
directions.
people get on the roller coaster like willingly and are like super pumped about it. Sometimes I feel like I'm being held hostage on a roller coaster.
Oh, well, welcome to the hostage coaster. 2K18. It's the craziest roller coaster that you never wanted to be on. Welcome.
About to be the hostage coaster 2019 because this is the end of 2018. This is the last podcast of the year because next week we're taking off.
We take Christmas and New Year's off. I actually don't think, if I'm right, I don't think we've taken Christmas and New Year's off the podcast ever. We were planning on it last year. I don't know what happened. This year we are taking 2 weeks off of the podcast, and I know that's a long break. And trust us, we're gonna miss the podcast. Like dude, Monday mornings, getting the tweets and the comments, and like
really
seeing you guys
fun.
engage. It's the best. I love it, and like recording them is the best. But we are gonna take some time for the holidays with our family, with your family, with
Yeah, my family's coming.
we're turning off the internet for a little bit, and I think it'll be great because we're gonna come back in 2019 refreshed. I will still be in Aries. You will still be on the hostage coaster, but it will be a new year. We'll have a little bit of rejuvenation going on. But yeah, anyway, this is the last episode of the year. So if you're wondering where we are next week and the week after, just know that the podcast has officially ended forever, and don't totally worry about it.
Oh, sick. What was your favorite movie this year? Because I think I only saw like one or two.
My favorite movie? Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't. You don't like the movie theater, so we just kind of.
I feel like I only exclusively watch films on planes at this point. That's it.
That's fair.
It's the only place.
That's fair. I watched Gone Girl this year. That was not a new movie though.
No.
I watched it this year though.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
There's a pretty gory scene there in the end.
There's a lot of blood.
I love
A
both.
lot of stalker vibes. Only stalker vibes.
Did you
my
like
dude.
it though?
Yeah. It was good. Yeah. Wasn't anything to run home about, but it was good.
I saw Coco. We saw Coco.
Coco was good. Coco was
So
good.
therefore, it was my favorite movie of 2018 because it was one of the only ones that I saw.
Coco was my favorite movie of 2018.
I saw Wonder Woman.
No, you did while I was gone, didn't you?
No,
Wait.
on the plane to Hong Kong.
Oh, that's right. You watched. What did you watch while I was out of town? Casablanca. That's your favorite movie of 2018.
Yeah, we talked about it on this
Yeah.
podcast. Oh, I forgot to tell the podcast. So, like, after that, I was really nervous that everyone's going to hate me for my opinion on hating Casablanca because one time Julian was out of town and I watched it when I was drunk and I hated every second of it. Or if you want to watch that podcast, I talked about it. Like, I didn't hate it. It's complicated. But so another time when Julian was on LMT, I was like, all right, I'm drinking some Pinot Grigio Beach. It's getting pretty late. You know what I'm going to watch is Gone with the Wind because your girl has not seen it. So I couldn't find it on any platform except for Amazon Video, which then I couldn't figure. I was getting drunk at this point, so I couldn't figure out how to put it on the TV. So I was watching it on my cell phone.
Sure, yeah.
And it's a little bit complicated to watch a film like that on your phone while also trying to drink Pinot Grigio. And I just started laughing really hard, and I just couldn't finish it. I got like 5 minutes in, and I was like, you know what? I think I missed the sweet spot of like having a glass and watching this, or 2 glasses and watching this, and like it's not gonna happen tonight.
That's toxic.
I'm a
That whole
toxic
story
person. I'm
was
a
very
toxic person.
toxic.
But I will say that in 2019, I would love to have a couple of glasses of Pinot Grigio, watch Gone with the Wind and or other movies of that era, and give you my honest opinions on them. Because I loved that.
That would be entertaining.
Like the way that I felt about Wonder Woman was pretty similar too, but I don't know if I said that on the podcast. I just remember saying it to you in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a bad woman that I didn't really like Wonder Woman, and I kind of want to hide it.
That was the one with Gal Gadot, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a scene where she's running into things being shot at her,
Like
and she's just going.
And it's blocking the bullets, the many. So, God, are we going to talk about that?
No. I'm just saying. 2019 I've finally let my horrible, awful, uninformed, and yet a little, like, I'm not trying to do any harm, but like, I just don't like a lot of films that other people seem to enjoy.
Fair enough. That's true about you. I can confirm that. I watched Black Panther this year. That was a great movie. I legit don't go to the theaters anymore.
I saw Black Panther. I saw that on the plane.
You fell asleep.
No. I finished it.
Oh, you finished it? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was like a 12-hour flight, right?
It was a long-ass flight.
Yeah, you fall asleep and then you rewind it and finish it when you wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I truly, I know how annoying this is to hear, but I truly think that was the movie you see in theaters to get the real vibe and experience of it, which is,
I just don't
I'm
like
glad
going.
I did.
I didn't see like Infinity War.
I didn't see any of that. Nope.
Any Star Wars.
No, I feel like a bad moviegoer, but at the same time, I consumed a happy amount of content for me on what I watched, like with the TV shows I watched, like Handmaid's Tale, Better Call Saul, Westworld we finished this year, just everything we watched and all the online content we watched. I'm nearing the end of Seinfeld. Not really. I'm working my way through Seinfeld.
You're missing a lot of episodes because you keep falling asleep.
No, I'm not. Every time I fall asleep, the next day I go back to the one where I remember the last moment before I doze off.
I think you're missing like a couple of seasons.
No, I'm not. I'm truly caught up. I know for a fact. You know what? How about this? What episode I'm on? It's season 7, episode 5. Quiz me on anything up until 7.5. I'll get it right. Nailed it, dude. Promise.
I don't want to do that right now.
No, not right now, but like just in general, like in private.
Okay.
We'll turn off the lights and just quiz me.
Okay.
You guys don't have to watch that. What? I'm in the know.
Okay.
I know things.
I know.
Just like you would if you read the Skim every morning.
Juliet, no.
On the Skim newsletter. It's a free newsletter sent to your email. Guys, what a better way to get your information. You don't have to scroll through anything. You don't have to type anything. You don't have to Google anything. You don't have to ask Siri or Google or Alexa. No, the Skim is just like, here, blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
What the hell is going on?
They read the headlines.
We don't have any sponsors in 2019. You've ruined everything.
No. They're reading the blah, blah, blah. They're not saying it. They're like, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Logic. Concise. And then they send it to you.
On behalf of the Jenna Julien podcast, I'm so sorry.
And then you're like, wow, the Skim, you really just made all of this so easy to digest. And you highlighted the most important things going on in the world. Like, I can't even, dude, I can't even believe how simple it is to know things now. I don't have to do any of the work myself. The Skim is literally doing that for me. And it's so easy.
A mediocre save, but I appreciate your effort.
It was a great save. Like a legendary. And it's free. Did I mention that it doesn't cost a single dollar or penny or euro or peso or yen or euro? Did I say euro? Yeah. Or ruble? Yeah. That is currency in Escape from Tarkov. I'm done with the segue. Go to theskim.com. That's TheSkimm.com/Jenna Julien.
That's Russian currency though, isn't it?
Yes, Tarkov is based in Russia.
No, I know it is.
Oh, sorry.
Tarkov is based in Russia.
Guys, you'll be in great company, okay? Because Sarah Jessica Parker loves the Skim. That's all I'm going to say. It's completely free. And when you click the link below or go to the Kermit, that's a big machine that you can't touch with your long rat feet. Can you get him off the table? He's going to cancel the whole podcast.
Julien, that's the next show you can watch.
You're entered to win a Visa $250 Visa gift card. And if you want to... What were you going to say?
The next show that you can get into is Sex in the City.
They wear a lot of designer clothes on that, don't they? You can get your designer clothes when you go to ThredUp, guys.
Julien, no!
It is up to 90% off retail price of the world's best, most desired name brand clothing. It is the way to secondhand shop. A lot of the clothes that you're going to get with ThredUp still even have the tags on them. That is how good condition they are. You have the selection so large that you're going to wonder why you hadn't gone to ThredUp earlier. They have a lot of, what are you doing? I'm trying to focus here. Okay. If you want to look like you star in Sex and the City, which is a current show, right?
Yeah, totally.
Is it over?
They film
If you want to look like you're
every week is the new Sex and the City.
If you're a cast member in the new 2019 version of Sex and the City, go to ThreadUp, guys. They have like Banana Republic, Anthropology. Like, oh, come on, dude. I could go on and on. Actually, a lot of you have sent us pictures of your hauls from ThreadUp, which is really cool because you're getting an awesome deal. And that makes us happy that you're saving money on clothes and you don't have to spend a lot of money on clothes and feel guilty. So right now, go to ThreadUp. That's THREDUP.com/Jenna Julien. You'll get an extra 30% off on top of all the discounts they already have. It is worth a shot. Check it, guys. Click the link below. And, dude, just get styling real quick for a really, really good price.
Thank you, sponsors.
What are you doing over there?
I'm just having Kermit snuggle and breathe.
Yeah. We went to Hong Kong this year. That was pretty crazy.
It was a very good time. We
Cool
bought
trip.
a house this year,
We bought a house.
which was something that I've been just trying to do, like my only goal.
We accomplished something very big and
We
bought a house.
did it, Beach, and we in our new house.
We in our new house.
And
Beach?
it's been just absolutely wonderful. And we've been dealing with all of the lovely things that come with being a homeowner. But like,
But
I'm
we're doing it
down and it's
ourselves.
fun.
And
Yeah.
there's no landlord anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. I think a big highlight for me this year was TwitchCon and playing in the Broadcast Royale.
So fun.
What a cool experience that was. What a cool experience that was, brought to you by like PUBG in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is so cool the amount of things that we've gotten to do and just the experiences we've had with one video game that we didn't know about before a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I agree. And I feel like a lot of people have been asking me within the last couple of years, since we've been on Twitch more, I guess, than we were, 4 years ago. Like Eric, when he was talking to me about like, do you have like a goal for 5 years, or like, do you ever like feel weird about where your life is at, or like, do you ever plan anything? You just like go where the wind blows you. And I'm like, listen, okay, I'm a 32-year-old lady and I just played in a live LAN setup video game tournament. Okay, if I had a plan, if I was like sitting around and planning my life, it would never be here. You know what I mean? Like letting the wind sort of blow you and go where you want to go, and what seems like a good fun time and what you enjoy is like how I've always lived my life. And it's just like, it's kind of amazing to think that I'm, someone my age sitting at a computer absolutely loving playing video games, like that I never had in a way like that before, and if I was, not that there's anything wrong with making plans for your life or anything like that. Like, I just think that if I was like in a different mindset, I wouldn't have ever been here. It's not a place I would ever be. And it's just been so enjoyable,
I agree 100%. And it's like this worlds colliding of like our hobby and work. Mm-hmm. Right? Like we're doing it all the time because we're incentivized to do it for work. But at the same time, it's like, we love it, dude.
It's so fun.
We love it. Like the other day, it was when we were taking care of marbles, we couldn't game that night. And it was like a weeknight where we normally stream, but instead we weren't streaming. And we like cooked dinner and we like hung out with the dogs. And the night was going so slow, but in like a really great way. Yeah. And I was like, holy crap, dude. Our nights go by so fast now because we just get on the PCs and we're just like having so much fun for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. And then it's 2 a.m. and you're just like, all right, time to go to bed. But it's a really cool thing. And I guarantee you that I'm the same way. And I did not plan ever playing video games or doing what I'm doing in video games right now in my past. And
It's
I think
been
it's
so
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
And we've made so many great friends.
The community has been
just
like,
the best.
insane. Yeah.
The absolute best.
That has been probably one of the highlights of my, just like we got our skins in the game and like we've been playing, I don't know. It's very cool. It's very cool. And like Twitch just in and of itself has given us so many cool opportunities. And it's cool to see, because Jenna, like you and I talk about each year, we kind of like have conversations about like, okay, well, what are we doing this year? Mm-hmm. Like, what's going to be our project or focus? And we've talked about this a lot. Like, 1 year it was the podcast and we birthed the podcast and we worked on it and we were consistent and it was weird and we didn't know what it was. We didn't really have sponsors, but we just did it.
That's our goal for that year.
That was our goal for that year. And we finished the year and we're like, okay, we did this. Now it's Twitch.
Yeah,
and we're
and
not
if
abandoning
a year goes by and it sucks, then you're done with it.
Then you can stop. But
Yeah.
like we've been lucky enough to have these experiences go well and
Mm-hmm.
feel like we want to continue them. And then it was the Twitch stream, and then it was, you know, we want to get a house, and
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, each year it's cool to see that we're not, and this is largely in part, and you are responsible for being the planner of this because you're really good at planning things. Or saying
Why,
we're gonna
thank you.
stick
I'm
with-
a Virgo.
But that's not something I ever did before I met you.
Beach.
Was, you know, you make your New Year's resolutions and you're like, oh, I want to work out more, I want to eat better, I want to travel, all that, you know, whatever. But you like creating like an actual idea and a plan and being like, okay, that's what I'm going to attack this year. I'm going to do it. And having done it for a number of years now and seeing the fruits of those like ventures kind of just like around us is very cool.
Well, I feel like that's always sort of been one of my strong suits is like I'm very good at planning short term and executing my plan. Like I need a plan for the day. I need maybe a plan for the week. Plan for the month might be a little too far. A year, 5 years, very difficult for me to do anything other than like, oh, it'd be nice to own a home someday. You know what I mean? Like not 100% sure how I'm going to get there, but like I'm going to try my best. But like executing short-term goals, I'm very good at, you know? And that's what it takes sometimes. Just push through the fucking day, you know? Get through the day, do the things you want to do, and then try your best to plan long term. But if you can't, go where the fucking wind blows you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you can't just sort of wake up and dilly-dally and do whatever and nothing and, you know, have no plan. I'm not saying I have no plan or that we have no plan. Like we have always had at least short-term plans, you know, or goals. And you just try your best to get those things done and make a chain reaction of those.
Yeah, a chain reaction is such a good way to put it. Because like a lot of the things that happen in your life are caused by something else that you didn't even plan on that kind of happening. And so like the idea behind saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to commit to doing something for X amount of time and I want to just hit it full force and see what happens out of it. And even if that one thing doesn't take off or succeed like you had imagined or whatever,
Who cares?
maybe 5 other things happened, even if you don't realize it indirectly because of that. And I think that is one of the most important things about like just chasing something. You know, you don't know what outside things might come from that.
Yeah.
And you might not know till years later, and you're like thinking about it. You're like, damn, dude, that only happened because I was trying to, you know, make a Twitch stream or something. I met this person, I found this job, whatever.
That's how I feel about my entire YouTube channel as a whole. Like not this year, but maybe like last year is when I started just like doing whatever, you know?
And it's been so satisfying to watch.
Well, it's satisfying for now for sure. But like at the time it was sort of like, you know, YouTube's not the same. And you know, I'm not quite sure what I want to do with my content. Like I make stuff that I like.
Yeah.
But like when I started just doing things of what I would call selfish content, when I'm just, you know,
Doing what you
things
want.
that I didn't think that the internet wanted to watch, it was sort of my way of being like, I'm going to bow out gracefully so that if somebody logs onto my channel, they can just be like, that bitch has lost her mind. Like, we don't need to fucking care.
And I remember you like kind of talking to me about this when it was going on, when you were first starting to make those videos. And it's first of all, it's fucking, I can't even imagine how terrifying it is for you to be on YouTube at the level you are and have been there for so long and just make content for that many people. That's a lot. And I can't even imagine, but I know you deal with it well. But you took that sort of anxiety and you just like really simplified everything. You're like, I'm just going to make content that I fucking want to make.
Right.
And yet like I remember you saying that, like, if people were to come to my channel and see what I'm doing, they're like, okay, this is what she's doing now, peace. And that's fine. You were at peace with that.
Right.
Which is a cool thing because you didn't bow out and people didn't leave.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what's been insane to me within the last year or 2 years. It's like the fact that, you know, something that resonates with you personally, like the most stupid things you can ever imagine is like, I want to look like a chair, or like someone asked me to paint myself like a chair. Like, why would anyone really actually want to watch that? But like, I don't know. Like I was sort of just like doing the whole, like, I'm going to do whatever I want because if people are going to leave and not watch my channel, like who cares? Like I'm okay.
At least you're going to do it on your terms.
I'm like a 30-year-old woman on the internet. Like it's okay if you don't stay like a complete fucking success your entire fucking life. Like who cares? You know what I mean? Like there's more to life than just like having a popular YouTube channel, you know, like that, like the podcast and the Twitch stream, like you have other ways where you can make content and exist and like have a good time. Like I'm just trying to have a good time.
Or even just be creative in any sense.
Yeah, for as long as I can, you know, and as long as you're doing that, like you're living the dream, you know?
Yeah.
You're doing what you want to do and laughing and having fun. Like that's the fucking dream, you know?
It is the dream.
So I was like, all right, people are going to fucking bounce out of here. Like might as well just post what I want to post. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's been cool. It's been cool to see that.
But I also I don't know what's going to happen in 2019. I don't know what my content's going to be like at that point. But I mean, for now, it's been nice, but
yeah.
Who knows?
I kind of feel, I went through a similar like process, at least internally with myself, of like, what is my content? And like, as my life changes and as I grow up and as I get busy with other projects and other platforms and everything, like, what is my content? What am I making? And I had to like think about that a lot this year, I feel like, because for a while I was like, I didn't know what to make. I was like, well, I'm kind of past the point of like doing this traditional, like, here's what I'm doing, look at me, like vlogging, whatever. And then, I was kind of in this weird like gray area of like, well, do I make like sit down videos, or do I travel, or do I go shoot time lapses, or do I just sit at home?
Vlogging's weird sometimes.
It's weird. It's super weird, especially because like, there's like a meta, so to speak. There's like a trend all the time going on where like certain types of vlogs do well and you see them all over the internet. And so that option is always there. You're like, okay, I could do this. And I know it has X amount of like guaranteed success or whatever. And then there's like, okay, what's your bread and butter? Like, what do people like? Okay, and you have to weigh that in. But then there's like, okay, what the fuck do I want to do every day of my life? What do I want to, I have this camera. What do I want to document? Am I miserable doing that? And like, I don't know. I saw this comment the other day that kind of like stuck with me, and it was, someone was just like, your vlogs feel a lot more lately in the last few months or whatever, like you're documenting things in your life to show to your kids in 50 years. And like, I think that's dope, but that's just what it feels like as a viewer, rather than trying to entertain an audience. You're just kind of in a raw way documenting what you experience on a daily basis. And I think like, even though I'm not like thinking about that consciously and trying to attempt to make like a photo book, whatever you call it, scrapbook of my life in video form, it's nice to know that people can enjoy that with me. I don't know, long-winded, but you know what I'm saying?
No, totally. It's a weird thing to do that like many people can relate to, is that like sharing your life online it has its pros and cons. It has its ups and downs, and it's just sort of a weird path that we're all currently on, those of us that are on social media or the internet, because there's plenty of people that just fucking aren't, but it gets weird and difficult, and like taking time to think about what it is that we consume and what we share is like a complicated subject that we're all sort of dealing with for the first time, let alone people that also have their like career, their relationship, and all of that also wrapped up into that is extra complicated. But like, it's been a fun year, and I hope that we just like can continue to keep having fun in the years to come. Like, I mean, I'm going to take it a day at a time, not trying to make any plans, any long-term plans. That's not my forte. But like, it's been a dream come true. And for those of you that listen to this podcast or watch us on the Twitch stream or watch my channel, or watch Julian's channel, like, it's really fantastic. And I think, we've said this about Twitch in the past too, and we said this about the podcast, is like every time that we sort of put our energy into, something like this, or like the Twitch stream or my channel or Julian's channel, it just gives you a new way to interact with people. The way that having a Twitter account is a different interaction than your Instagram account, is different than your YouTube account, is different than Snapchat. Like, it's all different. Yeah. And live streaming has been incredibly rewarding because it's incredibly intimate. It's an intimate way to interact with people. And that has been so fun and different than this has been, which was different when we started doing this. Than our videos. Yeah. And I hope you guys know that we're trying our best to always like make things that we want to make that are true to our lives, but are also just giving us a new way to interact with you guys. Like, I think of all the people from Twitch or even, when we started the podcast, all the people that we met from the podcast, and then all the people when we started Twitch, all the people that we met from Twitch, is like, it's really overwhelming to think about the relationships that didn't exist years prior.
Yeah. And now we're seeing the same names in our chat room and having conversations with people every night. That's insane. Mm-hmm. Like, that's so wild. And it's hard to imagine, like, picturing this years ago. It's just so hard. Because, like, we live streamed many years ago on Ustream. Like, you live streamed many years ago on Ustream. And, like, we did it together. And it was, like, cool because we had, like, we called it the Secret Fam. And that's how the podcast started. You guys know. And, like, it was cool. But it was nothing like Twitch is now. And it's, who would have thought, live streaming could have fed our brand and our souls so much and made us feel so fulfilled all the time.
It really does.
Yeah.
It's really fun. And it's fucking hysterical.
It's very
really fun to interact with people live. It just is. It's like being in real life.
It is. And it's just, it really is. I feel so social and antisocial at the same time because I'm like constantly talking to you guys. Mm-hmm. And we're constantly talking to our friends on Discord and gaming. It's like social.
It's the point is that it's a liberation. Whereas when we started the podcast, this was a liberation because all of the times and years when I felt like if I had anything to say, I needed to jam it into a 3-minute long entertaining video on my YouTube channel. But now I have another outlet to just sit and talk and it's so liberating to do that. And in the Twitch stream, it's so liberating to just like be live and have an opportunity to just sit there and kick it and like not even feel like you need to have anything to say or talk about or do, or you're just
sitting there.
You're just live.
Yeah, you're just live. And the amount of like random conversations that we've had or like conversations I've had with chat based on like one thing I saw in chat or one thing I said and chat reacted. Like you would never, I don't know. It's like hard to imagine ever having those conversations with your own audience.
Like, is chocolate a candy bar?
Which
is it candy? Is chocolate candy?
Not all chocolate is candy.
Julian thinks that only like Sour Patch Kids are candy.
No. There's like a few candies that are chocolate form, but not all chocolate is candy.
Let's not open it up.
Don't do that, dude. Don't say that, dude.
I'm excited for 2019. I'm always scared whenever you do stuff like this. Obviously, there's a level of fear. You don't have any job security. It's just you got to do the best that you can. So there's always a level of fear, but I hope we can continue doing things.
And, as kind of crazy and unpredictable the internet can be, I do feel pretty at peace with like moving forward and continuing on to venture on many different things and continue what we're doing on the internet, mainly because of you guys. Like, you guys are so welcoming of us and our ideas and our different ventures. Like, when we try something new, you're so behind it. And it's this like really comforting feeling like maybe 90% of you guys will leave eventually. But the fact that there are a few of you guys who are just so fucking invested in us and what we want to do and appreciate when we try new things or, just experiment with stuff. It's a nice feeling to know that like you have that, like, dude, it's like with Twitch, man, it's, I don't know, the support, it feels like we're really lucky.
Well, what I think is really cool about Twitch too, and as YouTube has evolved over the last 10, 12 years, I think, it's a very telling sign that YouTube has so dramatically and drastically changed within that amount of time is the fact that the YouTube Rewind is now the most disliked video on the internet that came out this year.
Yeah.
This like really shows the discrepancy of YouTube, their viewers, the people that create content, like, and YouTube itself. And we could talk more about that, but like, there's nothing I can add to this conversation that hasn't already been said.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is the most disliked video on the internet.
I know you guys were, a lot of you guys were like, talk about the YouTube Rewind. There's nothing to say that you haven't heard yet. Like.
But I think that YouTube as a platform has changed a lot. And it has become, whether we like it or not, for good or for bad, it has become a place for people to make money, for brands to live, for brands to make money, for commercials, ads, big companies. Whenever there's a pie full of cash, you better believe there's going to be corporations and any kind of people that can get their hand in that pie. They will be there. And it took a little while for them to fully make their presence here. But we live in a place now where a scripted vlog vlog is a thing. You know, not everything that you see is completely just someone with their camera, you know, making whatever they want. And Twitch has been really cool because it allows you to just directly like interact and support people that are people. Like, you know, they might be a signed esports player. They might have sponsors. They might have some ads, but like
they're a person.
And that was the gist of YouTube. And it still is at its core. It's like the people that you like, you can just actually support them personally by giving them your time or watching them.
And being consistently there for them. And like one thing that you talked about for a while is the golden age of YouTube. Like you describe it like, you know, everyone was supportive. The community was small, right? Like it was like the early days of YouTube when everyone felt like, what?
No, sorry, I didn't get to my point yet.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
No, go ahead.
I think that it's interesting that we're living in a time on this platform where all that exists and you're still able to, like we have an independent podcast. I've run my entire YouTube channel as 2 years. Like there's no editors, there's nothing, no one is there outside of just us. And we can exist in the same space as a BuzzFeed that puts out videos nonstop, constantly, just with
a team of people.
Like it's interesting. And I think that in the future, obviously it gives people like us hope that you can continue to be independent and create content and, you know, not necessarily compete or be unbelievably successful or anything, nothing like that, but that you can exist and still earn a living and like be okay in that space is just like really encouraging.
Yeah, you're not just going to be smushed by the big guy automatically. There's always a chance for you to do something.
Right. And well, you know, I think that it's really cool that it's about to be 2019. I never anticipated this part of my life to continue this long. And every year that I get to stay and, you know, do what I want to do is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. It is cool. 2019, I have 1 year left until my 10-year high school reunion.
Hell yeah. Wait,
fuck? That is crazy. I'm not going. Nah,
I didn't go to mine.
I'm sick that week.
Can I tell you what happened to mine? Oh, so you know, when you elect your high school class president, it was part of that person's responsibility
to organize it?
Our senior year to organize your 10-year reunion. And it was all like, yeah, dude, totally, I'll fucking do it. We get an email from him 10 years after the fact, and he's like, hey guys, sorry I didn't plan anything, so just meet at the Otter Lodge on Monroe Avenue at like 9 p.m. I guess we'll just kick it.
Oh God.
Yeah, we didn't have one.
That sucks.
I wasn't gonna go anyways. But
no,
you know what? I was like, this is fucking rude.
I would feel so weird.
I take back my vote from 10 years ago, you little shit. You promised.
Did you vote for him?
Yeah. You promised we were going to have like a dope 10-year reunion.
Damn, you picked wrong, dude.
I picked wrong.
You picked wrong. You picked a guy who was just going to like flake 10 years later.
Mm-hmm. He flaked.
I'm 100% not going to. I'm sick that week. I'm going to have a cold.
But you're like right here. Like
I'm not fucking going to my high school
Why?
reunion. Dude, no.
Why? You can do it. You can do it.
No, dude.
You can do it.
No, dude, high school was not the dopest, dude. It was like, I'm good.
I feel that on a spiritual level.
So good not being there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We drove by the other day and it's totally different. There's like so much new. It's beautiful. Why couldn't I have the beautiful part of it? It's beautiful after I left, not when I was there.
But anyways, what I was saying about creating content and supporting content creators, I think it's been really nice too, as well as a consumer of online media. As much as we make anything, like making sure that I'm putting my views and energy and effort towards people and things that, you know, I like.
Totally.
And the biggest explosive piece of tea of 2018 for me personally is that I like to watch Jack's films.
Wow.
I do.
Has the feud ended?
No, they're all hate watches.
Fair enough. I will say his Will Smith grunt video was just so fucking incredible. It was like the most internet-y, beautiful piece of content I've seen in so long. It was the best part of YouTube Rewind. That video.
Wow, boy.
What? Is that tea? Is that tea? Did I say tea? Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, but shouts out to everybody who supports us on all the platforms we are existing on.
Hey, you guys are the best.
Next year, I promise, I will still not fix the crooked pin rack. In fact, I might even just tweak it a little more to the side.
Please. We also, we haven't made a new project or goal for 2019.
We haven't. I was thinking about that. Yeah, and I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, TikTok is just sitting there, just saying, I could hit TikTok.
One of my favorite things of 2018, TikTok. Love it. Amazing.
Not your favorite of
Absolutely
2018.
is. I unironically enjoy TikTok. I love it.
Babe,
it makes
you
me
discovered
fucking
that
laugh.
in the last, like, 3 weeks.
It makes me fucking
It's not your favorite
laugh.
thing of 2018.
Beach. It doesn't matter.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Love it. Amazing.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's like the same 5 memes. It's
I don't care.
funny, but okay. It's not your favorite thing of 2018.
It has potential to have 10 memes.
Okay, fair enough. 10 memes?
Yeah, 10.
Shoot for the stars.
You said it has 5 memes. It has potential to have at least 10 memes on it.
No, like it is nice to see that sort of humor return in some form. I agree.
the best.
I was completely, fully, 100% joking that I want to attack TikTok as a platform ourselves. I'm not going to do that.
Boy.
I already privated all my TikToks. No one can watch them anymore. They're gone. But yeah, we will see you guys next year. We hope you guys have a really great break. Whatever you do with your break, your Christmas, your family, your New Year's, all of the above. I hope you have some time to turn off and relax and enjoy yourself and rejuvenate for the new year. I think a lot of us are excited for a new year.
Yeah.
And I think, the possibilities are endless. Good night and goodbye. I'm just kidding. Sorry, that was weird. But yeah, thank you guys for another year of the podcast and everything else. You make us very happy.
It's been really fun and funny.
It's been fun and
Thanks
funny.
for the memes. Thanks for the laughs. You guys are great.
We'll see you guys in 2019.
Bye, y'all.